Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes.
Two Pickerington skydiving companies will receive $45,000 from the Ohio State University as part of a settlement approved on May 12th by the Ohio Court of Claims. The companies owned an airplane stationed at OSU's Don Scott Field Airport and paid to have their airplane secured. During a June 2012 windstorm, the plane unfastened and was damaged beyond repair. Because of the damage, the companies didn't have an airplane for their business for 2.5 months. The complaint to the Court of Claims also noted that other aircraft that were properly secured survived the storm. The companies sued OSU for breach of contract, negligence, and breach of bailment after their liability insurance carrier denied their claim. The agreement settled those claims. The Court of Claims is given original jurisdiction to hear and determine all civil actions filed against the state of Ohio and its agencies.
Aspiring new lawyers will take the July 2014 bar examination at a new location this year. For the first time, the Ohio Supreme Court will administer the exam at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. For more than 55 years, the 3-day exam was administered at the Franklin County Veterans Memorial, but the building will soon be demolished and replaced with the Ohio Veterans Memorial and Museum. Ohio Supreme Court Bar Admissions Director Leanne Ward said it is fortunate the convention center was available to house the July bar exam and other exams in the foreseeable future. The bar exam is held twice a year in February and July and is administered by the Supreme Court, which regulates the practice of law in Ohio, including the admission of new attorneys, the biennial registration of current attorneys, attorney discipline in cases of misconduct, and the administration of continuing legal education.
National experts gathered in Columbus on May 13th agreed that after Colorado became the first state in the world to legalize marijuana, they entered into an experiment that has led to many complex legal questions.
We overnight created a commodity that was on Monday illegal and on Wednesday legal. So it went from pot bad to pot good. And it's been a true challenge to get it right, to get the regulatory scheme correct.
As a member of the governor's task force on implementation, David Blake played an instrumental role in the consideration and adoption of the state's new regulations. Blake spoke at the Ohio Supreme Court's Forum on the Law lecture series on the topic, Marijuana Legalization and the Law of Unintended Consequences. He was one of 3 leading experts who discussed the developing area of law surrounding the regulation of marijuana. Led by Ohio Supreme Court Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor, the discussion focused on the challenges in such places as Colorado, where a product and business is now legal under state law, but illegal under federal law. The other 2 panelists, Douglas Berman, a professor at the Moritz College of Law at The Ohio State University, and Dan Riffle, the director of federal policies at the Marijuana Policy Project in Washington, D.C., and a graduate of Capital University Law School, joined Blake in the discussion. The late Chief Justice Thomas J. Moyer established the Forum on the Law lecture series in 2009.
Sylvania Southview High School placed 3rd in the national mock trial competition. Ohio's 2014 mock trial state champions became the first Ohio school in more than 2 decades to place in the top 10 at the national level. The Lucas County students represented both the plaintiff and defendant side in a fictional civil action case during a 3-day competition that ended May 10th. The Sylvania Southview students won 4 rounds before losing a tiebreaker round to reach the finals. At the state competition on March 8th, Sylvania Southview senior Yuran Chen was named by the judges as the outstanding attorney of the mock trial, and he said the team was excited to represent Ohio at the national level.
It feels good that we can represent our school this way. We've been working for, probably a couple hours a night per week. Every single day after school, we'd go to our coach's house and work, so this is just like a culmination of all of that work.
The Ohio Mock Trial Program is sponsored by the Ohio Center for Law-Related Education and is Ohio's largest high school academic competition, with more than 3,500 students participating every year. The Ohio Center for Law-Related Education also hosted 70 students from 13 schools across the state for Ohio's inaugural moot court competition on May 20th at the Thomas J. Moyer Ohio Judicial Center. The moot court competition focuses on the appellate court process. Students presented a simulated oral argument and responded to questions posed by a panel of judges. The competition gave many students their first experience in legal writing as they were required to compose legal briefs.
That's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.